What is up, dear viewers of the tube? My name is Mark and welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about different ways you can use Suboxone, which is maintenance, quick detox, and taper. I will cover pros and cons of each strategy, and I will tell you which is my favorite strategy. So if you guys want to learn more, then you're going to definitely stay tuned. So I've covered Suboxone in many of my videos, and you can probably tell which method or which strategy I favor the most and I talk about the most. But I still wanted to cover different strategies in different ways, so to kind of give you the reasons why I favor a particular way of using Suboxone. So the most popular way amongst drug addicts that try to get clean and sober, in my opinion, the most popular way at first is quick detox. When they don't know much about Suboxone and then they find out about it, that it's magical substance, it's magical strip that you put underneath your tongue for a few days and you are free. You're free and clear from your addiction, from your withdrawals, from everything related to that. And that's a typical drug addict mentality where people abuse the crap out of their bodies and their minds, and they ingest their bodies and souls with the demon for years and decades, and then suddenly they want to become this clean and sober person overnight, and although some quick detoxes and rapid detoxes did work, I've read a lot of studies that were done in rehab facilities, and I know personally a couple of people that were able to use it for a quick 5-day period, and some of them actually turned out to be okay. They had no physical pain after using it for a few days. I even did a lot of studies on a single high dose of Suboxone, and I made a video about that. I will try to leave you guys a link up here right now. If not, then I'm gonna link it toward the end of the video, so watch it till the end, please. And also, I had somebody that I personally know that was able to use Suboxone for up to 5 days, and yeah, I think it was 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and he was able to be okay. In any event, so buprenorphine is really something that people either love or hate, and most people that hate Suboxone are those that took it the wrong way. So they took it either for quick 2-3 days without having knowledge about it, without researching the medication and knowing how it works, and they got it from a buddy on the street, or and they did it the wrong way. They had precipitated withdrawals or whatever. So those that taking it the wrong way, either too early, or they're doing it for a few days, 2-3 days, and then they relapse again to their drug of choice. And also, Suboxone is hated by people that take it for long time, for years, and they are taking very high dosages of Suboxone. So those two type of people really hate it. People that love Suboxone and swear by it, you could listen to Project Unbroken guys. You could listen to Real Talk Recovery. My homegirl Nicole, she is doing it the right way. So Matt from Project Unbroken did it the right way. Nicole is doing it the right way. They don't hate on Suboxone. They actually saying good things about it. So yeah, detox, in my opinion, is not the best way to use Suboxone. Again, because the chance of relapse is relatively high, and you cannot fix addiction just with Suboxone. If you absolutely can use Suboxone only for, let's say, 3-5 days, and you only have 2 or 3 strips, and you are in the middle of desert island where there's no way in hell that you can get more of your drug of choice, yeah, then by all means, Suboxone may be you might have to use it for only 3-4 days, whatever, just to ease your withdrawal symptoms. But again, normally the addiction part of it does not get fixed by using something for 2-3 days, in my opinion. Also, if you have used something light, let's say Percocet, and you used it for a few months and you need to get something to get by for a few days, yeah, maybe Suboxone will be the right thing for you for taking it, for 2 or 3 days, whatever. But again, normally, quick tapers, quick detoxes, and rapid detoxes do not work, in my opinion. Suboxone should be used the right way, at least at the bare minimum 3 months, in my opinion. Ideally, a year. That's what I strongly believe in. So I don't want to jump into conclusions here. So let's talk about maintenance. Maintenance, is when you go to a doctor, assesses your situation and they give you a prescription for Suboxone and you take 8 milligrams, sometimes they give you 16 milligrams or 24 milligrams on some occasions per day, which is completely insane. So everybody who goes to the doctor should really do some research about Suboxone and how it works. Doctors, a lot of them, unfortunately, are not too knowledgeable about it. I know we have a lot of great doctors on this YouTube community that talk about Suboxone and they know their shit. But most doctors that take that 8-hour course just to be able to prescribe Suboxone, they don't know anything. Not that people say that doctors are scammers, they all are fraudsters. Maybe that's what it is in many cases, but I believe that doctors just don't know. They just don't know what Suboxone really is, and they don't know what people feel when they take it without tapering for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, And again, Suboxone was designed to be tapered because of its half-life. Half-life is said to be 72 hours, even though I believe that it's much less than that, in my opinion, but let's assume that it's 72 hours. So that means that 8 milligram strip you take today will not be eliminated in 5 days. So 5 days later, you will still have some of that Suboxone in your body, probably more than that. So, for example, you use 8 milligrams today and you're not using anything before or after. In 3 days, in 72 hours, you will have 4 milligrams left. Another 72 hours, you're going to have 2 milligrams left. So 6 days later, after you take your Suboxone dose today, right now, 6 days later, you will still have 2 milligrams remaining in your body. So, my opinion. And that's why people feel miserable, they feel trapped, they feel depressed, because they take Suboxone, at the same dose every day, and that Suboxone gets accumulated in your body day after day, month after month, year after year, and without tapering it, you basically setting yourself up for a failure, because at the end of the day, it's going to be harder for you to taper. It's going to be both psychologically and physically. So again, why I do not like maintenance program, because a lot of people that I know that are on Suboxone maintenance, they are experiencing a lot of long-term side effects. I'm not even talking about constipation. I'm not even talking about headaches. I'm not even talking about decreased libido. I'm not even talking about no sex life. I'm talking about psychological effects. Although whatever I just mentioned, whatever I just covered, also are huge reasons why nobody should be taking Suboxone at the same dose for years, especially high dose. I mean, I read some studies and comments on Reddit, people talking about that large doses of Suboxone causes like lymph node inflammation, immune system kind of deteriorates, and much. Also, my paranoia was always like not being able to go to bathroom. Like, how you gonna not go to bathroom for 2, 3, 4 days? Why would you take laxatives? Just drop your dose a little bit and do it the right way. I mean, how are you not gonna go to bathroom? Second thing I was always paranoid about is, God forbid you need a surgery. Let's say God forbid something happens and you need to go to a hospital, you need to do a surgery, or you need to be given medication for real pain, and you are taking Suboxone in such large quantities. What kind of a painkiller is gonna really kill your pain? I don't know. So again, that was my paranoia before I knew about fentanyl and all the other crazy painkillers that they have in the market now. There's also carfentanil. There's a lot of crazy painkillers that were designed to numb the pain in elephants and stuff like that. So I don't think you want to take that kind of medication. God forbid you need it. So, so again, large doses of Suboxone. Also, those of us, those people that are, pushing 40s and older. I know people that are over the age of 40 and they're taking Suboxone, and they actually complain that they can't do colonoscopy, for example, and that's actually something that must be done over a certain age. I forget what it is, so I've never done it, but apparently when you're taking Suboxone in larger dosages, you will have a hard time getting shit out, literally, so you will not be able to do this procedure. So, I mean, there are a lot of different reasons why I do not like maintenance. And again, I'm not talking about, and I mentioned it before, I'm not talking about taking Suboxone today and start tapering tomorrow and be out by a week. No, I am actually against that. So, as I mentioned, and once you get down, once you change your daily habits, once your brain chemistry gets kind of rebuilt and rewired a little bit, when you don't have that addict behavior, when you always wake up in the morning and your first thing on your mind is where to score your shit, how do I get it, where do I find money. As long as you don't have that mentality, as long as you already changed your daily habits and you introduce new habits into your life, you'll be all right when you're gonna go down to the lower dosages of Suboxone. Especially if you introduce exercise to your life, if you introduced good diet, and you're gonna definitely feel. You're definitely gonna be more prepared for a jump. So so maintenance is taking the same dose day after day, month after month, year after year, without even tapering, without doing anything about it. I do not recommend this. And again, once doctors find out more about Suboxone and once they really get their shit together, they will probably recommend tapering also. Again, now finally let's get back to tapering, and this is something that I covered in many of my videos. I will not spend a lot of time on it because I definitely talked about tapering in every single video of mine. I think even when I talked about Bitcoin, I talked about tapering. I don't know, that's what it sounds like. Anyway, so tapering, again, you don't have to, because I got a lot of hate for it, and I talk about this also in many of my videos. You don't have to taper right away. You don't have to have this negative thing about Suboxone. No, do it at your own pace, but try not to get stuck at, let's say, more than 8 milligrams for too long. Every couple of weeks, if you have to taper every couple of weeks, every month, whatever it is, as long as you see progress. And like Tony Robbins always says, progress equals happiness. Our minds are wired a certain way where when we see progress in our life, whatever that is, and tapering is definitely progress, when you are getting closer and closer and closer to your recovery, to being clean, to being free from mind-altering substances. When you're getting closer to that level in your life, you're feeling better about yourself. Your confidence goes up. You get more pleasure from life, knowing that you made the step in the right direction. It does a lot more than just ensure that you go to the bathroom in the morning. It creates a nice kick of, natural dopamine and endorphin in your body, in your brain, that tells you did a good job, basically. That's what it does, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever. I'm speaking from experience. Tapering is definitely the way to go. And very important thing about tapering and induction, and maintenance, is to start out at the right dose. Do not take, and again, I made videos about that in the past. I can link them down on top or at the end of the video. But do not start off at a very high dose. Do not just take 8 milligrams and after not doing your dope stuff, whatever, for 24 hours. Give it time. Do it little by little. You may not need 8 milligrams at all, depending on you, depending on your body, depending on your tolerance, your duration of time that you've been using your drug of choice that you're trying to quit. You may need more, you may need less, but normally I don't believe that anyone who's using, let's say, oxys needs more than 8 milligrams a day. I don't know anyone who did. In fact, most of my buddies, they were using pain pills and they wanted to use Suboxone for addiction. They started off at 6 milligrams at most. Again, I talked about it in many of my videos. I don't want to make this video too long. All I want to do is just kind of give you my perspective about buprenorphine, about Suboxone, and kind of let you know why I favor tapering instead of maintenance. Oh no, I forgot something very important. Another very important reason why I do not recommend maintenance is there's always a chance that your doctor might cut you out of the program, cut you out of the clinic, like it happened to two of my buddies. And what happened to him was he was kicked out of the facility for allegedly selling the strips, but what he was doing, he was actually tapering. He just didn't tell the doctor. So in order for him to get a script every month, doctor collected the sleeves from Suboxone, and every month he would go in, he would give the sleeves, and everything was fine. So 1 month he said, I'm done, let me start tapering. He started to taper it, and obviously he was taking less and less and less for a couple of months, and he was taking those leftovers and he would put them in the foil, put them in the fridge, whatever he was doing with them, whatever, but he would still have to empty out the sleeve and give it to the doctor, otherwise she wouldn't give him prescription. He asked her about tapering. She said, nope, you're not ready for it, you're gonna relapse, you're not ready for it. He's like, listen, I've been taking it for a year, even though he was already tapering on his own, so a little bit, so now she goes, nope, you gotta take whatever you take. I don't know what was the reason, whether she really wanted to help him out or she was just trying to keep him on Suboxone for the rest of his life. I have no idea what the reason was, but she did not basically agree with his idea to start tapering. So he took initiative in his hands and he was tapering on his own. And luckily he had quite a few Suboxone strips left. He was able to, when she kicked him out, he was able to get mad, get disturbed at this whole situation and said, F you, I'm gonna just quit on my own, I'm gonna do it my way. And he was able to taper very nicely down to 1 milligram. And then he really needed Suboxone. He went back to another doctor, and they're like, oh, well, listen, why did you not do anything for the past month? He said he had some leftovers, he was tapering, so they said, no, I can't take you as a patient. So he basically kicked him out, his original doctor, because he was cutting the strips perfectly. He cut the strips perfectly, and she assumed that he was selling them. Even though he did cut them perfectly, because he would put them all in a foil and keep it for a rainy day, basically. So yeah, what he did was not ethical, maybe some of you will say, oh, he's an asshole, he went against doctor's advice and he's a piece of shit person. But I look at it differently. I look at it, he did something that he thought was right for him, and doctor just was not cooperating. So I don't think he did anything unethical or shady or sketchy. Anyway, so he was able to take some kratom, some other stuff, after jumping from 1 milligram a day. It wasn't easy for him, but he was able to not go to work for a few days. He was able to do it the right way, and a few sleepless nights, few sweaty days, and he was able to tough it out. And now he's clean since August, I think it is, August of 2019, which is like 6 months. So yeah, he's completely clean and sober. He doesn't even drink beer. How about that? And the guy actually did some hardcore shit before. So see, it's all about the power of your mind. If you commit to something, you can really do it. Yeah, another reason why I do not favor maintenance is because you can always get kicked out by a doctor. Your doctor can lose the license, or you might need to move to another state, another country. You never know what might happen. And when you are stuck at a very large dose and you have to get off for whatever reason, emergency or opportunity, whatever, if you need to get off Suboxone, if you need to, let's say, stop seeing your doctor for whatever reason, you're going to be in miserable withdrawals if you're jumping off from, let's say, 16 milligrams a day. However, if you taper yourself down to 2 or 1 milligram a day and you stay on it for as long as you need to, but at least you're not taking 16, it's going to be much easier for you to you're going to have a softer landing, let's put it this way. You're not going to be in complete turmoil with the withdrawal. So again, tapering is better for many different reasons, and I think I covered them in my video. Maintenance is good, but try to bring your dose down if you want to do maintenance. If you think that you take Suboxone for the rest of your life, do not take 16 milligrams for the rest of your life. That's what I'm trying to say. Try to cut down to 2 milligrams. Believe me, if you take it every day for the rest of your life, you're gonna accumulate more and more buprenorphine in your body because of the long half-life. Guys, the video is getting way too long. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Be well, be safe, be happy, and peace.